Hello, friends of the internet, and welcome to yet another video. This one is a Let's Play. I am trying out the demo to The Pale Beyond. Now, this is a narratively driven, choice-bound game, or whatever how you want to call it. And I'm playing it for somewhat of a special reason, at least personally for me. And that is because this is a game by a studio that is basically a YouTube channel, or at least it started as a YouTube channel, covering mainly World of Warcraft by, so it's the Bellular YouTube channel. And I'm an old veteran World of Warcraft player, and I watch his YouTube channel a lot. I follow along live every Friday as him and Matt Levigast do their live basically World of Warcraft coverage. They do other stuff as well. They cover other games. But that's primarily where I personally know them from. And now they have actually, well, they've put out their own little game. Or at least the demo. The final game isn't fully done yet. So the game came out, I think, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I figured why not fire up the old camera and do a blind Let's Play of the demo of The Pale Beyond. I'm quite excited for this game, because I know these guys, writing and narrative storytelling is it means a lot to these guys. So, and I do enjoy that in my games, so let's see what they've got going. Settings, I've just very quickly done some basic settings. I've barely changed anything. Oh, and by the way, this is made in Unity, which is the engine that I am personally making a game in as well. Although I'm fairly new to it, so it's probably not quite up to the quality of this stuff. But let's see, we can wishlist it on Steam. There's a Twitter and a Discord and a YouTube. But for now, I'm just gonna hit new game. Let's see what this is. All the airs be cold. All the airs be cold, a flake and white, as a sailor begs the pledge. To the ice they'll pray that leads reveal. Out in the ice they'll stake a claim, that in the dark they'll brace themselves. Okay, so it seems like I have a choice to be making. All the airs be cold, of flake and white as a sailor begs their pledge. Out in the ice they'll stake the claim, that in the dark they'll brace themselves. To the ice they'll pray that leads reveal. I like the first option. To the ice they'll pray that leads reveal. Some charted course ahead. Of homes they'll dream, to the souls around, of glory found. To the souls around. To the souls around them, shielding fear, dividing up their dread. A hunger draws the desperate here. It's one that can't be fed. Such lonely souls need lead. Is calling soothes to spread. So the language here is interesting. Sort of has sort of like an oldish feeling. I like it. It makes it more exotic, but I will admit, not being an English language, English not being my native language, some of this, like especially this one, it's calling soothes to spread. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds cool. So to the souls around them, shielding fear, dividing up their dread. A hunger draws the desperate here. It's one that can't be fed. Such lonely souls need lead. I'm gonna pick that one. What will ye do when steel hearts break and courage does abscond? I'll lead these souls, so help the gods. I'll do what must be done indeed. learn to live a life out there. I'll learn to live a life out there. And resonate with me. Out in the pale beyond. Temperance. Begin your journey. And some beautiful background art. I like the animated bubbles and just the art itself. And clearly this is underwater. You get this icy Antarctic underwater sensation. Like this is deep under the cold ocean somewhere. Crew wanted. Able-bodied crew wanted for a dangerous expedition. Months of darkness, low wages, slim chances of safe return, glory to be had in the event of success. Address over leaf. You're alone in the office. The tea in your hand has long since gone cold. And I actually do have a big fat mug of tea with milk. Still on the hot side. It's perfectly adequate. I'd rather coffee. No, it's perfectly adequate. Looking around the room, you can make out a collection of military books. On the desk is a ship in a bottle. And a painting, half-covered-up painting, and a metronome. A metronome ticks away steadily. I find it rather calming. I'm a bit of a musician myself, so yes, I do find that steady tick-tock rather calming. The dedicated rhythm soothes the senses. The room is sweltering, the air is stiff and stale. You hear footsteps climbing the stairs that brought you here. Well, I expect somebody to enter, and I'm assuming this is my office, so I will take a seat. The chair is uncomfortably large. The seat feels worn. The door behind you swings open. The captain bounds past you to the other side of the desk. Oh damn, I would not have sat down then. I thought this was my office. Okay. Do you have all of your teeth? I've got enough to get by. That's not a lie. I don't have all of them, sadly. Not anymore. Can never be too careful. The captain sits down. It's the little things you can lose people to. Are you speaking from experience? I've not had scurvy before. You're late. Let's not antagonize him by saying that. I've not had scurvy before. I'm going to ask him if he's speaking from experience. I'm going to confront him. How many people have died under your supervision? Let's, so I'm not sure, because what is my background? Who am I? I feel like none is that's the boring answer. This one, I don't think I want to, again, I don't want to be overly confrontational. So I'm going to say more than I'd care to admit. That shows honesty, right? Shows failure and honesty. Two things that, well, basically, we all have to endure. No shame in hiding it. Can you remember their faces? Yes, every single one. Definitely, if I had lost people, I would be able to remember them. I see you've already made yourself comfortable. Again, I wouldn't have done that. I would have shown some respect by remaining standing, if I had known that was the case, but okay. Choice and consequence. I'm Captain Hunt. The pleasure is mine, Robin Shaw. On your desk, which ship is that? Ah, this. Detailed, isn't she? Incredibly. An old sailor superstition. I hope you weren't waiting too long. Is this a waste of my time? I'm told it's worth the wait. I'm gonna say that. Good. There's been a lot of candidates. Some good, some bad. Interesting mix. I'm sure you understand the need for discretion. No, I'm gonna keep listening. Months of darkness. Low wages. Slim chance of safe return. That didn't deter you, did it? Quite the opposite. It's why I'm here. He's smiling. A thirst for adventure, then. He winks. I'd keep that to yourself around the other sailors. They might drown you in it. I have a few questions first. He looks down at his list of questions. Were you born a landlubber or a sea dog? So, assuming that I've lost people in the past, let's assume that I'm salt-born from the ocean, the same as yourself. Military experience? Let's say we were a merchant. Let's say no. 12 years, merchant lines. That's good experience, right? Very good. What did you trade in? Let's say fruit mostly. That's why I haven't had scurvy. When is this? This must be in like the 1800s, I want to say. Honest work. Have you ever fired a weapon? Let's say no. Let's say no. Have you ever killed a man, directly or otherwise? Have we? How would we have done that? We haven't fired a weapon. Perhaps in a fight? Directly or otherwise. So, otherwise would insinuate perhaps an accident? Let's say yes, we have. Hopefully I get to say somehow by some sort of accident. I see. You're not married, are you? No, I'm not. You'd better not have a death wish. I don't. Calm down. One must believe their return to justify leaving in the first place. Any less and you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm gonna let him continue. We're here to find the ship in that bottle. The Viscount. Heard of it? No, I haven't. Enlighten me. He clears his throat. 5 years ago, she set sail on a research expedition towards the Dead Peninsula. They were trying to find and study the absolute magnetic south. If they found it, I might have heard of them. Insinuating that they didn't, right? They're lost. She never came back. Her last known location was 200 miles south of land, presumed lost to the ice. 5 years is a bit late for a rescue operation. They're probably dead. One would assume so. Beginning to sound like a suicide mission, and we're supposed to be chasing this ship. Alive or not, their research is supposedly of extreme importance. I'm going to need more than rumors about lost ships if I'm putting my life at risk. Naturally, here's what we do know. Not one person or thing has been heard of from the Viscount since first left port. Until now. Until now. Someone was found who claims to have been on that ship. Yeah, let's be skeptical. They're probably lying. Rumors attract fools and the mad. If that's the case, then someone is putting a lot of money into chasing rumors. Those with more money than sense want that old ship. That's the job. If I don't pick the first mate, somebody else will. And, well, my judge of character's gotten me this far. Yes, who's financing this? That's a good question. The usual. Film and lecture rights have been sold, of course. We're in the process of signing off on a final benefactor for the expedition. They've even donated a ship. We'll be traveling on board the Temperance. She's a beauty. Greenwood, generational. Not many like it left these days. The Viscount and the Temperance. They're sister ships. Built together. Sent out into this world to die alone. That's poetic. Indeed. I like to think one calls out for the other. Looks at the bottled ship. So what do you think? I suppose if anyone's alive, seems unlikely, right? Although there is an indication that one might potentially be. Again, seems unlikely. When can I... that's too eager. I don't like that. I'm going to go with the middle portion here. Sounds like you'll need all the help you can get. We will. Anyway, I think I've heard enough. Captain stands up. We leave in a month. Welcome aboard, Shaw. Proverbially speaking. Don't you need more information? Yeah, he's a bit eager. Not if I'm captain. I'm a captain's worth his salt. I work with people, not professions. I'd sooner trust a good carpenter than a cruel sailor to save me from drowning. But, alas, I'll see you on the Temperance. I have a good feeling about you, Shaw. That makes him one of us? So I'm questioning, how many times has he done this, right? How many people like me has he been interviewing for this expedition, and those expeditions just haven't really gone as planned? Feeling is mutual. The captain makes his way to the door, and you follow. You arrive at the docks a month to the day. Before you lies a ship, the letters on the side spelling Temperance. Approach the Temperance. You walk the cobble to the boarding ramp. Beside is a sharply dressed man, overseeing the loading of cargo. Again, really, really nice artwork. Has this very hand-painterly style. I like actually the mix of how the pier looks... I mean, that looks almost like it's finger-painted, like with big fat brush strokes. But the surrounding environment is clearly high detail and feels like it's higher resolution. That's an interesting mix. And the water shader looks really nice. Really nice looking water, actually. It's very simple, but it works. He turns to you with a stern expression. You can feel his eyes assessing you. He's quick to inspect you for ink. Another sailor for the fold, mid-deck with the others. Shall we be the stern type? Yes, let's do that. Address me properly. I'm the first mate of this ship. Ah, so you are Officer Shaw. I'm Mr. Templeton. I shall be operating as Chief Science Officer on this expedition. I am also the incumbent representative of our benefactor. Do, however, consider yourself and my team at you and the captain's disposal. I'm fairly certain we're all disposable. Yeah, that's kind of what I alluded to previously. I have a feeling. What did you specialize in? Applied botany. Not much use for a botanist on the ice, is there? Glares. I assure you, I am well equipped in all matters scientific. No. Doubt I needn't inform you of your duties. You're second only to Captain Hunt himself, though I must warn you that you have quite the task ahead. The rabble I've spent the afternoon sorting are the same that you'll have to whip into shape. Punctuality, schedule. A strict adherence is what we need if this expedition is to succeed. I expect you to be the organized sort. You would not have been assigned the role otherwise. Ooh. Oh, okay. There's a clock that shows the temperature as well. Interesting. Just making sure that everything is doing what it's supposed to do. I likely have more in common with the crew than I do myself, Mr. Templeton. Oh, yourself. I doubt there will be much issue. You speak like you're in charge. No, he's just authoritative. It's the good kind to have, I feel. I likely have more in common with the crew than I do yourself, Mr. Templeton. I mean, let's say that. I am, I've done merchant for 12 years, after all. That would come as no small surprise. No offense was meant, Officer Shaw. Forward when you're ready. And when you find yourself needing a scientist, we can try this again. Prick. Okay. So I can inspect things. A young man stands at the ramp, steeling himself for the journey ahead. Hesitantly, he begins to drag his feet up the ramp and onto the ship. The city. You will be gone for quite a while. It will be some time before you see the city again. Hunt's description of the ship was accurate. Near identical to the Viscount, barring some modern additions. Set sail. Week number 1 on the Temperance. Pretty captivating so far. First Mate Shaw, personal log. It's been a month. Since I signed on, and 1 week since we've set sail aboard the Temperance. I'm told the waters will get warmer as we pass the hemisphere before they turn colder. I've never been on a ship like this before. It's an abomination. No. I mean, okay, so it's a steamship. Ooh, that would make it, yeah, probably like 1800, right? Early 19, maybe? No, I think 1800s. She is, let's seaworthy. Sturdy ship. It's hard to imagine how many crews she's mothered before us. Repurposed incessantly, the roaring machinery should see this old steward of the sea through the ice, and us with it. As for its master, he's mostly kept to his quarters so far. I do need to know if I can trust him, yes, because I have my reservations personally. Heard the rumors. What rumors? He does strike me as being a bit impulsive, but also he's not telling the whole truth. Let's go with that. I can't shake the feeling that he's not telling the whole truth. Despite that, I find myself warming to the man. Yeah, let's go with that. Who is paying for this? Certainly not the captain. Such modifications to the ship mustn't have come cheap. I should investigate further. Sure, why not? As for the rest of the crew, there are now 22 of us, including the captain. Our next port will be our last before we enter the ice to pick up the remaining 4 members of the crew, the scouting team. Hunt is also keen to work out a deal on a pack of sledding dogs. I've sailed with worse. We came across all kinds of trading with merchants, but rarely this split. What? Ooh. Cool. Oh, look at the gulls. One of Hunt's sailors approaches. Joe.
Captain, why aren't you at the helm?
Good. I want to see him.
Ah.
He leaves. Ooh. Can I... Oh, I wonder... Like, if I go elsewhere now, instead of going straight to the captain, I wonder if that's going to have consequences. Let's be a good little sailor and do what we're told. You ascend the stairs to the stern and find the old captain manning the helm of the ship. Ah, Robin. Lovely day for it, isn't it? It is indeed, Captain. Indeed. It's days like these I make sure to do my share of the sailing. He winks. Why? Can't afford to go rusty in my old age. Never know when you're going to have to get your hands dirty. He thinks for a moment before stepping aside and stretching out a wrinkled hand. Did you ever take the helm in the merchant navy? Here, why don't you have a try? Sure, let's do it. You grip the wheel of the ship and feel the weight of the waves in your arms. Use mouse to pan around. The memory in your muscles rear themselves as you begin to move in time with the ship and the wind. Okay, that's cute. Easy. There, you have it. Captain pats you on the back. Fantastic. Now try to get a sense of where we are. Get some perspective. Use mouse to zoom. Peaceful, isn't it? How far out can I zoom? Quite far. Oh, quite far. Fog of war. Not very useful to zoom out currently. And how far in can I zoom? Ooh, it fades out when I get close. Nice. Cool. Panning and zooming speeds can be adjusted in the settings menu. Alright. Takes the wheel back from you. I think I'll drink in the morning a little longer. Would you mind preparing my quarters for the day's work? There's much to do.
Captain's cabin.
Take requests. A tub. A painting. The desk. What's the painting of? A classical painting depicting sailors doing battle with a kraken. Ooh. An ode to an old folk story of the great Captain Seamus's dance with the Salt Kings. A pristine furnished tub secured to the floor. A luxury to be had on the ice. On the desk you make out a variety of papers, notes and maps, as well as a sealed letter with a stamp you recognize as the mark of the Apperton Tinning Company. The desk itself is suspended with ropes to keep it safely in place. They probably would have done that, wouldn't they? Take requests. Oh, and that passes time. You take a seat at the end of the room. The captain joins you. Now, let's run through our provisions before taking requests. To start, there's 23 souls signed on to this expedition, ourselves included. That's 16 free to be assigned to tasks, and the rest deployed to their permanent stations. You are only able to deploy crew who you have Discord. Okay. They must be in good health and not otherwise deployed to another post. We'll be picking up the scouting crew at the next port. The lot of us also seem to be in a good spirits. The expedition will tear itself apart if you end the week with no flags, decorum left. Okay. Wow, okay, so the expedition will end. So that's basically game over, I guess. We've enough provisions for at least 6 months in case of emergency. Crew members will start to develop scurvy and be unable to work should you end the week with no food left in the hoosh pot. And more than enough fuel to set us there and back again. You will all freeze to death if you end the week with no fuel in the furnace. Okay, so there's some management to be had. The sledding dogs, well, that's still a matter of negotiation. Dogs will need to send sledding teams out to gather resources on the ice. Dogs will be needed. Reading comprehension. Ovid Cordell. Okay. A sailor enters. We found a stowaway on the lower hold. Bring them in. Another sailor enters, leading a young man by their side. You know, you're not the first stowaway I've had. The captain studies them further. You know where we're heading, don't you? I do, sir. The ice. Did you know about that before you climbed inside that crate? I did, sir. Ha! How old are you? You're hardly a useful pair of hands. Not true. I can pull my weight, sir. Do you know your jiboom from your bowsprit? I do. I learned it all from my da. Your da? His ward's son followed him on board back in the city. What should we do with him, Captain? Well, sure. Hunt eyes you up. Oh no! Your first mate, what should we do with him? I think he's got scars and everything, so why not? I'm keeping him because of the scars. No, he sounds genuine. I'm getting the impression that, he probably wants to be here. He probably has reasons. Why? You need all the help you can get. This young man wants to help. He's clearly here because his father is. It would be wrong to separate them. We don't have time to accommodate this boy if the boy wants to freeze to death, let him. Let's go with the first one. Alright, boy. Consider yourself part of the crew. Be sure to keep your nose clean and follow orders. I will. Thank you, sir. Captain, not sir. Aye, Captain. The stowaway joins the 2 sailors below deck, now a member of the crew. Well, it seems the litter has a new runt. I hope the rest won't mind sharing their rations. Ah, yes, of course, that has consequences. What of the father? Split their I say that's fair. Don't want to antagonize the other crew members, right? Yes, that works. Maybe we'll make a sailor of him by the end of this. Well, that matter's sorted. Cordell. Have you agreed upon my conditions? To the point, eh? Sure, this is Lady Cordell. Cordell is here to provide us with the kennel of hounds for the sleds. And our agreement was that she would train them up until we part ways at the nearest island. But you neglected to inform me that you were bringing my dogs through the Pale Passage. I had no intention of sending the pack to its death. You seem to have good faith in this expedition. It's one thing to ask for my whole kennel, it's another to drag them into the ice to chase a myth. Never before has a buyer been so dishonest. And never before has a seller made such strong demands. What are these demands? She demands we allow her to come along on the expedition as a member of the crew. None on this ship have the experience and familiarity with these dogs that I possess. She, loves her dogs, I can appreciate that. If you are taking them to such a brutal location, they will need me to guide them if they have any chance of survival. The humans on board too, of course. Of course. You can see my dilemma, Shaw. We've just accepted a stowaway. Bringing on another member of the crew is a risk, but our hands may be tied. Your thoughts? So I agree with her. I'm a big dog lover myself. I've had dogs my entire life, so I can totally see where she's coming from. So, yeah. Let's see if we can't make it work. We're already splitting the rations and pay for the other stowaway, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So, let's keep her. A good point, Shaw. The deal is already to your benefit. Do you have anyone aboard with extensive training in the management and ruling of dogs? Your sleds are useless if you can't control the dogs efficiently enough to haul them. And I would like to ensure my dogs are treated properly. Welcome aboard, Cordell. Don't expect the crew to waste time taking care of your Oh, she seems genuine. I'm gonna be the nice guy. Invaluable. I'll have a room prepared for you, below deck. No need. You'll find me on the forecastle, with the dogs. I like her. I hope I'm not making a mistake, Shaw. 14 available dogs. Nice. Now that that's all settled, I have more errands for you to run. One more errand. Could you grab the Stoke brothers and order them to meet me up deck after dinner? Hefty lads, red hair, you couldn't mistake them for another. The Stoke brothers, who are they? You haven't met all the crew yet. The Stokes have been serving me for years. They'll be down in the middle deck. In the meantime, you should grab a copy of the crew manifest and get acquainted with more of the crew. Can I do that here? No. Join the figure balancing on the mast. Okay. Am I crawling up there? Upon closer inspection, you make out the ship's photographer, Kasha Belford, balanced on the ship's mast with her camera, lining up a photo. Let's not interrupt her. Snapping a shot, she clambers down, only noticing you on her landing. Oh, Officer Shaw. It's about time I met the first officer of the ship. Kasha Belford. Yes, I've heard of you already. You have? Well, I'm not used to having any kind of reputation. I suppose there was some sort of rule against what I was doing? Deepest apologies, but sometimes there's a shot you just can't pass up. An accomplished photographer, Kasha Belford won the Fensler Prize, the highest honor in journalism, for her work covering plague outbreaks and riots in the capital. It came as a surprise to many that such a reputable journalist would take an interest in this expedition. There was scarcely any chance of Hunt or the benefactor turning her away. You expected someone of her accolades to be older, more experienced. This is likely her first time on the sea like this. She might not be prepared for this, but she's a photographer. It's kind of, that's what they do, right? Journalists and photographers, part of their job is putting their life on the line. Her proof is all we have. Her accomplishments surely outweigh her youth. I mean, if she's famed, yeah, let's assume that. Inexperience is a matter of interest, but her accolades speak for themselves. The cold game. Picture that as a header. The cold game. No. What? Or the piece of this voyage. I'm trying to come up with a snappy name. Nobody will read it if the title sounds like the work of an amateur. This isn't a game, Kasha. She nods eagerly, but you can tell she's not really listening. Oh, right, of course. It is thrilling, though, isn't it? I suppose in your experience, the open ocean is the home of the mundane, though I suppose you never traveled this far south on the merchant lines. You know who I am? Of course. I've thoroughly researched the crew of the Temperance. Unlike me. May seem somewhat excessive, but I feel it's necessary for a proper chronicling. That and plenty of pictures. Don't worry, Shaw. You don't have a reputation that sets you apart from the rest. A celebrity like Kurt Darling's presence will dwarf any rumors that could form around you. That reminds me, he'll be joining us at the next port. I should get his picture at some point. Kasia holds up a camera with a sense of pride before holding it up to her face. Stand still, Shaw. Please warn me before doing that. Oh, sorry. It's for the manifest Hunt. It's for the manifest Hunt wanted me to put together for you. She hands you an annotated document. Here it is. The crew manifest. Ah. Killian what? Smurf? Undiscovered. Oh, okay. These are the guys I've met so far. Where's Cordell? Stowaway, Saltball. I don't see Cordell. Oh. Who's this? Oh, that's me. Oh no, my face. My face is gone. Yeah, no. Cordell seems to be missing. Is that a bug? That might be a bug. Huh. Oh, I can't click them. It just gives me some notes about them. Some general notes, I suppose. Captain Ice Savvy Muttwash. Those are like traits, right? Yeah, I think those are traits. Interesting. It's a work in progress. The scout team are to join us at the next port, and the captain's forbidden me from the lowest deck. If you could ask for the others to get their portraits taken, I'd be very grateful. Don't want to leave anyone out. Okay, easy. I'll see what I can do. I'll not disturb you if you're working it further, officer. I have a few more shots I want to get before the sun lowers. Anyhow, safe shots, officer. Don't worry. You leave her to her work. 2 Johns. Forecastle. What's this? Descend below deck. Oh, the trigger for this is a little bit wonky. Might want to look into that. It's not very precise. 2 Johns. You spot a large man with a useful gait, carrying a heavy crate over his shoulder with relative ease. Oh, you're Officer Shaw. He gives a bright, warming smile. 2 Johns. That's what they call me. I'm sure you'll get your nickname later. He attempts to offer a handshake, but loses control of the crate. He struggles before firmly holding it in place with both hands. Maybe later. Work awaits. +1 available crew. Okay. Let's go down. Oh, it's locked. Okay. You can hear the kennel master preparing the room inside. Is that Cordell? It would be, wouldn't it? Nice ambient sound effects. Very ship-like. Very ocean-like. Descend to the mid-deck. Ascend above deck. And there's some chessboards here. People have been using these for whatever they're using it for. And tiny little crew quarters. That kind of makes sense, I suppose. There would be 10, right? 5 on this side and 5 on this side. Approach the cook. Approach the accordionist. Accordionist? You find yourself almost knocking over a man carrying a heavy pot.
Careful, careful. You almost got drenched in broth.
Apologies, I'm in a rush on a request from Hunt. You should be more. Let's not be a dick. You're the ship's cook, aren't you?
Indeed I am.
And I've got a full plate on my hands, pardon the pun. You hear a roar from the other side of the door.
Oi, what's holding you up?
The cook shakes his head with a smile and chuckles slightly to himself. He grabs a large pot and prepares to make his way to the hungry crew before turning his head to you.
If you don't mind, could you carry that tray of biscuits behind me?
Yeah, sure. You grab the plate and follow the cook out the door and to the table where the crew are waiting with bated breath. Upon the cook's arrival, the sailors let out a rowdy cheer, the ship's cook placing the broth upon the table.
Trust me, fellas, this one is worth the wait.
Got rat poison in it. The cook speaks with a tone of pride as he ladles the broth into the bowl of the crew.
Oi, one at a time, you animals.
Ward, you're an awfully handsy for only one arm.
Ah, piss off, Junior.
Got some bread here too. Grab it fast before Tucker beats you to it. The crew laugh and are merry as Junior guides you back through the kitchen. You're Junior? You seem popular.
Well, you know what they say about the hand that feeds? Besides, half the crew I've known for years. You don't spend that much time on a ship with folk without learning all about them.
Did Hunt wish to see him? I don't even remember what my tasks were. I suppose. You're Junior?
I take that to mean Hunt told you about me. Sent you to fetch me, didn't he?
Did he not give you a description, or were you just not paying attention? I was literally not paying attention. Have you been traveling with him long?
My brother and I are among Hunt's most tenured crew. It's not often he'll hire outsiders, but I suppose this job is too big for just the usual suspects.
Well, Hunt wished to see you. As soon as possible.
Ah yes, good old Hunt. Never a rest on this ship, let me tell you. Especially when Hunt takes a liking to you.
Call the crew for dinner. Why am I doing that? The crew have their meal. It passes in relative silence. So that passes time. Return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. Twilight falls. The dinner table. Ah, our stowaway and his dad. His da. Over dinner you overhear the newly picked up stowaway speaking with a one-armed man.
But da, you're lucky Hunt didn't throw you overboard. Half a mind to do that myself.
Come on, da. I'm here to help.
Better know that involves work. Don't expect special treatment.
I won't.
You're an impossible child, Timmy.
Douglas Ward added to the crew. Cool. Ascend. We have... who's this? Mr. Gloss. You spot one of Templeton's science team pacing around the mid-deck, searching through some luggage that has been pulled from a cabin.
Let me look in the light. Where was it now?
He notices you.
Ah, Officer Shaw, correct? Dwight Glossley. Apologies if I seem to have misplaced something while sitting in the cabin. A bottle of wine, actually.
Can't be hard to miss. I'll turn up eventually. You best not be drinking on the job. Perhaps one of the sailors took it. Best not be drinking. Let's confront him a bit.
Oh, of course not. I have to keep the senses sharp in this work. My wife and I bought the bottle to celebrate with, to be saved from the journey back, of course. Well, if you find it, please do let me know.
I'm sorry for the terrible voice acting. I don't know why I do this. It's just like, if there's no voice acting, I have to do it myself, right? The ocean. Oh, look at that. Wow. Water looks a bit funky. I suppose that's supposed to be the evening sun reflecting a golden burn in the foam of the waves. As you look over the railing out to the ocean, a wisp of smoke flies past your face. You turn to examine spot a sailor with a pipe in his mouth and a sheet of paper in his hand, overlooking the stirring waters.
Looking at something.
Any spare tobacco?
I don't share.
Tashi. After introducing himself, Tashi falls silent and begins to read the letter. Trying to draw a conversation from him may be similar to extracting teeth. Okay. Ah, Templeton. You spot Templeton looking out into the sunset. As you approach, he turns to you and nods.
Ah, Officer Shaw.
It will be some time before we see a sunset as this again. The light distribution towards the southern pole is quite the change. I noticed you weren't at dinner with the others. I prefer to eat in solitude. I have my own cabin, and I make use of it. Templeton keeps his focus on the reflection of the setting sun over the stirring waters of the ocean. There is great expectation upon us, officer. From who? Who is this benefactor of ours? Do you think Captain Hunt is up to the task?
I admit I do not know. That man is a mystery to me. You, however, you seem likely to steer him right. That I can trust.
Templeton looks down, catching his reflection in the ocean surface. He looks back up at the sunset.
Quite the sight. But I wouldn't linger upon it too long. We should retire for the evening. It is important the first officer be well rested.
To advance to the next week. Okay. Do I hold it? Or do I... Oh, yeah, I need to hold it. Okay. Minus 20. What was this? So it would be nice if you could like hover over the icon or right click it or something to see what it was, because I don't remember what this is. That's food. That's I don't remember, it had a weird name. Accordance or something. That's the crew, those are dogs. What is this? A fuel. Fuel, right, that's fuel. The fuel spend of the week. That's normal? Oh, okay. Scurvy. 2 per person. 1 meal per person. Double. How do we... That seems... Like, how do we even get food? I guess we can dock in some ports and restock, right? Let's just leave it at normal. That's a lot of food. The ship makes its last port at Whaletail Island. Cordell's sledding dogs are picked up. Oh yeah, we need food for those as well. The scouting crew and Kurt Darling are picked up. The days are getting brighter as you move further south. Week number 2 on the Temperance. There is a rap on your cabin door. Come in. The door swings open to reveal Kurt Darling, all but filling its frame, grinning ear to ear.
There you are, Officer Shaw.
The ship's navigator is a difficult man to miss. Stature and reputation precede him. Adorned with a slew of apparatus, this seemingly one-man expedition would be known to anyone following the heyday of exploration and the merchandising that followed. I know little of the man. Would I? Since I've been a merchant, I suppose not. It's an honor. Really. A wealth of invaluable experience in such hostile environments. I wonder he's not been swept up to some other post. Hiding away from the rest of us, are you? Are you always this early to rise? These days I tend to enjoy a good lie-in, but not during an expedition. You know what they say, of early birds and worms. Apologies for not stopping by sooner, sure. It took a while to set up my team, and a great deal of the crew were quite eager to meet me. Film star. That's right. You're something of a celebrity, aren't you? Is that a brag? Oh, not at all. I just find myself in these situations, it would seem. There aren't many who haven't seen my films, particularly in this line of work. More than one fellow on this crew said my work inspired them to explore the world. Quite the honor, is it not? This crew don't seem the film-going type. Film? Did they have that in the 1800s? This isn't the 1800s, is it? This has to be like in the 1900s. Is there a point? The crew doesn't seem like the film-going type. Well, yes, most were born on the sea to begin with, but it is good to know even those old films can inspire. I suppose I did get distracted, didn't I? Anyway, I was hoping you'd join me up deck. Of course, but why? We finally entered the pack. I thought you'd want to see it for yourself. It can wait. I have work. Do I? I don't have work to do. Alright, I'll be right behind you, Kurt. Kurt turns to walk away before turning back. Oh, and enjoy your morning. It is a good day, sure. He leaves, bitch. Doctor's office. Man, there's a lot of, there's a lot of stuff going on. The door to the doctor's office remains locked. Seems the good doctor isn't in, or perhaps enjoying his sleep. You are yet to come across the ship's doctor, even after all this time. That's a bit suspect. Mrs. Gloss. You note one of the science team returning to their room. Ah, Mrs. Gloss. Did you have a good rest? She nods to you. Ah, hello. I did not expect many to be up this early. Harriet Glossley. I believe I've met your husband. Ah, yes. Dwight made mention of your encounter. He's still fast asleep. He's adjusted to the ship well. I believe the walk around the ship would help acclimate myself to the waves. Perhaps it will take some more time. With that, Mrs. Gloss makes her way back to her cabin. The science team aren't used to the sea, or the sailor folk. Quite the culture clash, isn't it? Well, I'm sure they'll grow used to them over time. Ha ha! +1. Yeah, okay, so when you meet the crew, they get added. We could go down. Hammocks. Many of the crew are still fast asleep, laying in hammocks. Best not disturb them, sure. You don't want to find yourself dealing with an abruptly woken sailor. Let's head up deck. The sounds of snoring is rather obnoxious. Saved game to tree. What? What's a tree? The helm. At the stern, you notice an old sailor at the helm. The old man takes in a deep breath in the cold air before letting out a satisfied exhale. Morning! And a good morning to you. He eyes you up. Officer Shaw, right? Lefty. Call me that on account of, well, should be obvious. He chuckles. Don't worry about the bad sight. This is all feel. Just keeping it steady. He examines you. Surprise Hunt didn't pick you out from outside of his... Surprise Hunt picked you... Oh my god. Surprise Hunt picked from outside for his first mate. I'm surprised as well. He seems the insular type. He is. You must be something special for Hunt to look outside the ranks. You've got the experience, at least. Merchant's Navy quieter, though.
Mornings like these are about the only peace I get from the younger lot. You should take these moments when you can.
Lefty returns his attention to the helm. As you get older, I suppose you learn to value the quiet moments, eh? Let us hope we're just as diligent when we're old and grey. Myself before you, of course. Harold Turner. Join Kurt at the bow of the ship. Is it bow or is it bow? I think it's bow. You both feel the temperance break the floes below you. Gripping the railing, he draws an enormous breath. The footing beneath rises as the ship mounts an impending ice floe. There is a moment's hesitation before a profound crack relieves the ship, cascading across the ice. He exhales. See? Nothing else like it. It's just ice, Kurt. Don't get too excited. I assumed you'd seen everything. A younger me would have agreed with you. It's an interesting mix. Nostalgia and the never-ending new. Look at the ice. No two cracks are the same. All caused by us. By the laws of nature, this place wants us dead. And yet, here we are. Traversing in harmony. How fascinating is that? How fantastic is that? How far are we from land? We're about a week's sail from the last known location of the Old Viscount. Assuming she isn't exactly where we left her, we can't take smooth sailing for granted. What was that noise? Might have been the music. That was a bit weird. Same goes for this daylight. It won't remain this bright for so long once winter encroaches. Beautiful as the ice is, on this course it's going to get thicker. He looks out across the white. Oh, I think that's not supposed to be that color. That doesn't seem like dialogue. We won't be so confident when the leads dry up and we're stuck here. Till the next cycle. We need to change course. Avoid the pack. Have you informed Captain Hunt? He won't listen to me. Thinks I've been dulled by retirement. I've probably seen more ice than he has whiskey. We have enough supplies if it comes to that. Do we? It's not the supplies I'd be worried about in that situation. People will turn on each other before they let themselves starve. Have you ever experienced a long night winter? It's not pleasant, to say the least. There's a chain of command. This isn't one of your adventure serials, Kurt. Certainly not. If I was satisfied with those, I wouldn't have left retirement. We're only as good as the unhappiest man, Robin. That's first. Nah, stop being a dick. I'll do what I can. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Kurt nods and turns back to look across the ice. Captain's cabin. Take requests. Okay. Sure. Ready for another day of work. Did you hear Kurt's advice? He wants us to switch course. I'll be honest with the guy. Aye, he had a few words to share. He may have been an expert in his time, but these days Kurt is one with more money than sense. Anyway, back to work. I was hoping you'd help me work through a few more requests from the crew. You may have noticed the line pooling up outside. Everyone wants something, it seems. Call them in as you please. 3. Corbett. Who was Corbett? Why can't I can't click him. That was weird. Captain, sure. I thought occurred to me? A thought occurred to me the other day while looking through the crew manifest. And, well, it might be too late for this now that we've already entered the ice. Out with it. I thought it would be good to have individual photos of the full crew. For your report. not only my report, it would be good reference for the manifest. Put faces to the names. Much of this crew have served with me for years, some decades. I have little problem putting faces to the names. Your thoughts, Shaw? I think it's a good idea. Yeah, good souvenir. And a good idea. Why not? What the fuck else is she gonna do? Make yourself useful. Go do something. Sentimental of this expedition, are you? Some proper photographs will have some historical weight to it. Well, Belford, I see no problem there. I'll arrange for the pictures to be taken before the crew have the dinner. Thank you, Captain Shaw. In the meantime, I'll attempt to get as many individual crew photos as I can. You're still welcome to help on that matter, Officer Shaw. She departs, satisfied. Now I can click Corvid. I couldn't earlier, that was weird. Corvid enters the office. Hunt, you ask for a report on how the stowaway was doing. Aye, I wanted to see if the young boy has been settling in well. He has indeed. It means another mouth to feed, but the boy works hard and doesn't ask much. He has his dad to guide him as well. I'm sure the boy's father is ecstatic. Worried sick, but happy, aye. Well, what do you know, Shaw? What did I just lose? Perhaps we were right to keep the boy aboard. A short, sour-faced man in engineer clothing approaches. Are ye acting daft, Hunt? Not with intention. Not bloody surprised you didn't notice. Sure, this is our chief engineer, Clive Hammond. An opinionated one. What is it, Hammond? We've hit the ice, and you haven't signed any extra men down in the boiler. You have your engineering team. And we've only got 6 arms between us. I need more manpower maintaining this. Sailors. Many of the crew have their own tasks they're busy with. I know I've already assigned Smurf on a matter. The captain turns to you. How many do you think is fair? 1? 3? More. Open the crew manifest and choose how many sailors you wish to assign. Max cards allowed for minimum cards required 1. So he needs sailors. Maybe the boy would be a good choice. Probably doesn't know much about it, but you know, it's good way for him to learn. Sure. His dad? No, no. I don't want to keep them together for this. Family influence is not always a good thing. Corvid? No, Cordell was the sled dog thingy. Scientist, certainly not. Okay, it has to be sailors, right. That's the boy's dad, yeah. He's the heavy lifting guy. Joseph Joe Gren. Don't really know too much about him. Harold Lefty Turner. He seemed like a good solid, but probably wouldn't be a good fit, would he? And this guy, don't know anything about him. He's deployed. Probably not, huh? Let's do him. We'll do these. That's fine. 3. You get 3. You can take 2 Johns, Runt, and Joe. You're giving me the bloody stowaway? Yes. Would you rather none? The engineer holds his tongue. Fine. But you can tell me how right I was when we're buried under the ice. Oh, come on, stop it. A good spirit, that one. Beneath the oil and the temper. You won't be seeing much of him, though. First, bury himself into the boiler room. Good to have all that settled, then. Perhaps we shouldn't rule out Kurt so easily. If the man thinks there could be an alternate path through the ice, he's free to search for it. Sure, meet with him when you have time. Changing course or not, will want one of his scouts to set up in the crow's nest. Take care of that. Then you'll be done for the day. Speak to the navigator. The rigging. Approach the sick young man. Have I met him? No. Seasick. A youthful-looking man leaning over the side of the ship, his head slumped as he looks into the icy pool below. It appears he's been visited by a spot of seasickness. Pat him on the back. Maybe he falls over. You make your way to the man and reach out your arm to pat the sickly fellow on the back. As soon as your hand reaches him, he jolts upright in shock. A bespectacled young man, shaking with unease. He stares at you for a brief moment, a look of shame plastered upon his face. Sorry. I haven't seen you around. Are you alright? Yeah, well, not really. I'm very sorry. The man turns around and hurriedly runs in the opposite direction, avoiding your gaze. Okay. While examining the rigging of the ship, your eyes notice a figure darting by, climbing on the ropes with ease. Ooh, a little girl. The figure lands on their feet before dusting themselves off. Their outfit denotes one of Kurt's scouting crew. Acrobatic scout. Ah, no problems. She looks to you. And you are? Officer Shaw. Yourself? Flick. I'm one of Kurt's crew. Don't worry about my safety, I know what I'm doing. Trust me. Kurt doesn't just hire anyone. Well, he didn't hire me for no reason. Got the medals in gymnastics if you're worried about my credentials. Flick jumps up and returns to scaling the rigging of the ship. Right? Okay. Listen. You overhear two of the newly arrived scouting crew talking. Ah, Quilsey. Have any trouble settling in? Not too bad. I can't wait for a chance to sleep, though. Proper navigator never rests until their work is done. Of course, of course. I take it you had no issue settling in. Not at all. The crew are a funny lot. Old Kurt certainly caught their attention. Do you think any of them would mistake Kurt and myself? I think you'd collapse from joy if they ever did. Perhaps. The accordionist. Oh, I haven't met him. Have I? He ceases his playing. Need something? You're Grimly, aren't you? How do I know that? Oh, your brother sent me to speak with you. Junior? Oh, you're sure? Junior mentioned you. I was just speaking to him, too. I'm sure he talked your ear off. Wanted us to meet, did he? We're met now. Won't keep you from your work. Don't keep me from my break. Fine. Hooded sailor. You spot a suspicious-looking sailor emerge from the pantry. The hooded sailor spots you, keeping their hands firmly in their pockets. Not what it looks like, Officer Shaw. Fleck, but call me Notes. Not thieving anything. I'll take you at your word. Expected you to interrogate me more. No worries. I was just setting up a practical joke. And what is this practical joke? Not going to spoil the surprise. It's not at your expense if that's your concern. Have to get some enjoyment around here, don't you think? With the mysterious trap set, Gnomes scurries off to the upper decks to return to work. I like how you have to sort of like seek out all the crew members. Entry. Tinned food. You life a crate... What? You life a crate of tins from the shelves. You life? You lift? Did I steal it? I don't want to steal. Can I put it back? I'm not sure what just happened. Ah, one step ahead of me. If you add those tins to the hoosh, we should be good for dinner. What'll it be today? Sure. Feed the hoosh pot. Sealed sustenance. Okay, sure. That's all I have, so that'll be good enough. Plus 40 food. The hoosh pot. Interesting. Call the crew for dinner. I don't... Wait. Oops. Okay, I'm gaining access to more portions of the ship. Enter your cabin. There's nothing in here, right? No. Send me up there. I'll get you a reading. The scientist eyes the man's cane and turns to you. I believe the navigator means you to send one of his scouts. The navigator clears his throat and taps his cane. Of course. If you find one of mine, they'll get us reading. Get us reading. Rightly. Yeah, let's do Yorick. Soren, Flick. That's good enough. They ascend to the nest and take a reading with the sextant. All clear from up top. Ooh, what's this? Viscount Island. And where are we? Whaletail Island. This is where we are? Return. Q, week 2. Week 1. So is this like a log? The last port you're made, where you picked up Kurt and the scouting team from. I see. I think. Oh shit, the ice changes and moves between weeks. That's interesting. The last known location of the Viscount, your destination. Okay. Shall we toast to the ice? Aye! The days get longer, but dinner is fixed. It will see us through the long days and the darkest nights. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. You can't help but notice that it's still bright light outside. Listen, you notice 2 sailors passing by from the dinner table. An inebriated sailor on wobbling legs leaning on the shoulder of another. Good times, good times. Need to learn to handle your drinks, Tucker. But I'm fine. My mates can carry me, eh, Cavity? They can also drop you. Have 2 Johns carry you next time. Are you asleep? Shit. Okay, well, there's 2 more to the crew list. How many have I not yet met? 2 engineers, 1 scientist, and 1 specialist. Ah, okay. Well, there's 4 people I've yet to meet. You overhear 2 engineers chatting above deck. Or rather, you overhear 1 engineer speaking with another. Ooh, those are the 2 I'm missing.
Don't know how the chief could stay down there all evening. You ever see Mr. Hammond eat? I haven't. Maybe he doesn't even eat. Man's not human if he can work all day and night on that boiler. Probably doesn't sleep either.
He probably sleeps.
I think it's figurative.
Captain has turned in for the evening. Alright. Oh, Cordell. The dogs regard her with rapt attention as she paces between them, bowl in hand. The largest joins her side as you approach. That's a sleigh dog? Try some. I'll try it. Yeah, if the dogs can eat it, that's perfectly fine. You nearly burn your mouth. Surprisingly tasty. You feel yourself warming up. You seem to enjoy it. I'm afraid there is only so much. If you want more, it will be among the dog's leftovers. Penguin, some blubber, fats and proteins, fastest way to hydrate them. Was there anything you needed? Just inspecting the animals. They belong here more than we do. Unlike us, they need the ice. It's cool. It cools them through their paws as they run. They'd overheat otherwise. Strong creatures. They are. Very. They handle stress differently. Adapt quickly. There's plenty to be learned from them. You love these animals. Yeah. They need me. And you need them. And you'll... Oh, wow, okay. Pet the dog. That's not normally what you do to a sleigh dog, but I'm going to try it anyway. You try to lick broth from your fingers. Alright, fair enough. Descend below deck. Captain's cabin, yeah. Guess that's it, right? Door. You knock on the door. No response. I think that's it. Oh, how did the food get replenished? Two per person. I don't know. I mean, it seems like food is running out pretty fast, but I don't know. Fuel seems okay-ish. I'm not sure how far we are. Another week passes. The Temperance has finally entered the thick ice leads. The days grow ever brighter. Week 3 on the Temperance. Sleepy boys, be sleepy. Pumps. Probably nothing here, right? Nah. It's too early. Ooh. Saved game to tree. Yeah, we are crushing through ice now. Nice. Enter the forecastle. Pet the dog. You struck its head. I need to pet all the dogs. Scratch its head. You nod knowingly at it. That'd better be an achievement for petting them. Captain's cabin. Take requests. Captain Hunt appears to be absent. His chair is unoccupied. No, just get... Ooh. Uh-oh. Examine the problem. What in the... Well, I was worried about this. Look at that ice. We could be trapped for a while. Strong pressures. As if we didn't have enough bother. Well, no need mucking around. Let's get to work. Where's Hunt? I'll grab him. I'm sure he felt it too. Sure, check the boiler room. I'm sure the moleman has problems of his own. Not to worry, everyone. We'll be free and moving again before you know it. Back to work. What's up here? Map. Oh yeah, now we have 3 weeks, right? Last port you made. Yeah, we haven't been to port since. So there's no restocking, right? This is where we are? Okay. Into the forecast. Oh, no. Oh, I can speak with her. Cordell. It would appear we've stopped. Curious. Hunt was warned of this pathway, was he not? Even I could see the risks, and yet an experienced sailor carried on. I wonder what goes through that man's head. Who's this? Kasha. Officer Shaw, what happened? Ship's come to a stop. I almost flung my camera into the wall. We didn't hit anything, did we? We're trapped in some ice. We need to break loose to get moving again. Stay where you are. I don't want you doing anything reckless for a photograph again. Yeah, don't go running onto the ice floe. She might actually do that. So, we are in danger? There's a good photo opportunity? It's okay, officer. I know to be safe. Yeah. My cat. Why did I go in here? Oh! Lower decks. Well, the boiler room. No, pumps. Okay, I haven't been down here. Grimly. Ship's stuck then. If you're looking for Hunt, you just missed him. How? We didn't cross paths. Don't ask me. I'm going to check with my brother. Coal bunker. Take coal. Okay. A sack of briquettes. Enter the boiler room. Approach the two men.
Aye, if I'd made errors, Annie, I'd tell you. It's secured. Don't you worry.
They notice you. I'm sure you're aware of the situation. What's happening? I am ensuring that the boiler was not damaged in the sudden commotion.
And I told you if that it was, you'd better already know. I'm not in the business of making mistakes. I know that if the furnace goes, we all go down with it.
Yes, but you're only one man, with just a pair of engineers as assistants. Just looking at the numbers of values, this seems far too much for you to handle.
Maybe your bloody benefactor should have considered that. I've gotten used to it by now. It'll hold, trust me.
It will. Well, I will have to, won't I? I don't fancy staying on the ship any longer than necessary. It's imperative we break free from the ice as quickly as possible. Hammond eyes you with a grimace on his face.
First mate's here. Where's the one who got us into this bloody mess?
I was hoping that Templeton knew. I was informed by one of the Stokes that I had just missed him, but I have a suspicion as to where he may be now. We're on a ship, an unmoving one at that. The man cannot simply disappear. If he's anywhere, he must be in his cabin.
When you find a man, give him an earful on my behalf. Can't do it myself. Too busy keeping us alive.
Templeton gives a nod. I believe you, and I both owe your good captain a visit, sure. I believe you and I both, yeah.
Not before we've fit this furnace. Mind grabbing some coal from the bunker, sure? Or are you afraid of dirty hands like Mr. Templeton over here? Coal goes in, we stay alive. Really, that's simple.
Okay. I only have one? It seems so. Speak to the moleman. Yeah. Where is the captain? Intriguing. You emerge mid-deck to find the crew readying themselves for dinner. Now? Okay. Tinned food. You life a crate of tins from the shelves. I need to fix that. What'll it be today? Feed the hush pot. Confirm your orders. He's not in his cabin. That's weird. Where's the bloody captain? Where is Mr. Hunt? The dinner is shared. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. You cannot help but notice that it's still bright light outside. You didn't see him either. He didn't pass by, but his cabin door was locked when I checked. Slippery bastard. What are you thinking, Hunt? Yeah, it's weird. Where is he? I think I have access to the entire ship now as well. No sign of Hunt, I take it. Mr. Templeton passed by, but he wasn't exactly willing to take questions. Kurt. Keep it up, lads. We'll set ourselves right in no time. Ah, sure. I just saw Templeton entering the captain's cabin. Seems Hunt's hauled himself up inside. Maybe if you had a word with your good captain, he'd be willing to lend a hand. Oh, shit. Is he dead? I was informed that he was here. Where could he have hidden himself? At this point, leave the man. I will handle matters. I'm tempted to pick that. Maybe he's gone overboard. No. Why would he? He has to be in here. Check under his desk. I'm gonna go with this. Despite Hunt's issues, there is still a chain of command. We cannot wave it so flippantly. Ha! The captain's laugh rings out from behind the door. The captain watches you both, his head swaying as he chuckles to himself. He's drunk. You are a surprisingly difficult man to get a hold of, Hunt, seeing that this is your ship. Ha! I know it well. I believe you two already are acquainted. How long have you been drinking? I don't suppose you care to join? Hunt shakes the whiskey bottle as he holds it out, the liquid sloshing and spilling from the top. And what of you, Shaw? I can't tempt you with some sweet nectar. I don't drink. And you don't care to humor me this once? Ah, well, your loss. You intend to offer drinks at the time like this? This ship, your ship, is trapped in the ice. It's my ship now, is it? And what do you expect me to do? Get the shovels out? What do you mean this isn't your ship? You could at least do your work. I've carried your load until now. Carrying my load is your job. That's what you sign up for, isn't it? Mr. Hunt. Captain. If you are not fit to stand, then you should retire for the night. Shaw will stand in your stead, and we can continue in the morning. And abandon my duty? No captain would do what's fit. Would do that as... no captain who would do that as a fit captain. Wouldn't you agree? Well, not you. Shaw, isn't that right? What do you think makes for a good leader? Sobriety for a start, yes. Making the difficult choices. Choices nobody else wants to make. Also true. Being able to do the job. The job I've been doing on your behalf. Well, it's just sobriety for a start. He sips at his drink. But I'm serious, Shaw. To you, what makes a good leader? We don't have time. In a word, then. What makes a leader? Well, they're all valid as a leader. But on a ship? In the Arctic? I don't know. I'm leaning mostly towards control. These are good leadership qualities as well, but in this specific condition, I would say, yeah, somebody has to be in control. Control. Explain. Control over your surroundings, your crew, to place them on the correct course. It's all appearances. They need a leader. You need to convince them you're worth following. Has, control over your emotions to be... No. Well, yes. That also, but I think this, in this case. Big talk. Do you really think that's possible? People aren't pieces on the chessboard. They think, they feel, they can move any direction they please. And all the captain has in common with the king is that you're both targets. Speaking in platitudes will do you no good. A good leader is something more than a single rule you were told to follow. When you see one, you just know. You have wasted enough time pining philosophical. Oh, my apologies. I'll ask the real questions. Shaw, look at where we are. Do you honestly think we're going to survive this? Wow, okay. I had no assumptions on returning alive. I'm tempted. I have no doubts we will. Well, I suppose someone has to carry faith with them. The captain laughs. Shaw, nobody knows we're out here. That doesn't leave this room. No. Wouldn't want to upset your employer. Our benefactor. We all want to be paid after this, don't we? Enough. If you weren't fit to lead this expedition, you shouldn't have agreed to it. You shouldn't be. None of us should be here. Old Kurt paid handsomely to join. You're just a botanist sent to keep an eye on me. Our doctor. And then there's me. And myself? What are we actually searching for? Hunt chuckles. Just that word. His hands mockingly. Ghosts. Templeton opens the door. The captain needs his rest. We'll discuss this once he's sound of mind. Let him speak, Templeton. It's all right, Robin. Go on now, Shaw. I'll be all right here. He's fallen asleep. Okay. Interesting. Captain Hunt needs his sleep. It would appear the pressures of command have greatly affected him. You should find yourself some rest. The crew have their commands. Clear your head, and we will continue on the morn. Oh, he's gone. One would think Hunt would be taking action at a time like this. Instead, the man has squirreled himself within his office. An odd one. I'm glad that she didn't comment on him being drunk, because how would she have known? That's good. That's good. Alright, I think, Week 4. You awake to a room awash with green. There is a loud banging on your door, and a familiar voice speaks from behind the wood. Shaw! Hammond! Oh, Shaw, are you in there? Shaw! 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 Hammond, what's going on? Why is everything green? Hammond. Never mind the green. The boiler's in serious trouble. Pump needs manned and we need to stop the whole system overheating. And I don't think to tell you if the furnace goes, we go. Right, yes. Lead the way. Fuck Hunt. Right, let's move. We need to find Captain. Why? He's fucking useless. Ooh, spooky. Asha rushes up, holding her camera tight as the ship rumbles. What's happening? Are we going under? Not if I can help it. Out of the way. It's safe to go up top, right? That aurora. It's a shot I can't miss. Kasha steps back before snapping a photograph of the ensuing chaos. Oh shit! The lights of the aurora flicker over the pale ice. Yeah, they don't like it. They're sensing something. They're barking furiously at the green light, at the green that has invaded the territory. Tom, Sternberry. What is happening to the ship?
Nothing I can't fix, don't fret.
Then I shan't stop you, Mr. Hammond. Mr. Hammond knows what he's doing. I'm going to trust him. I have no doubt of that. You don't need to comfort me, Officer Shaw. You should be focusing on the task at hand. I like her. I really like her.
Nothing.
Visibly perturbed, he takes a moment to compose himself.
Even the tub is empty.
Why would you expect him to be in the tub?
Not important. This doesn't make sense. The man seemed barely fit to crawl himself into bed earlier.
What? Alright, Shaw. Captain's missing. You're in charge. Good to hear. It's about fucking time. Don't get big head about it.
Yes, indeed. The crew are no doubt waking at this moment. They're no doubt scared, confused. It's your duty to keep them calm, to maintain order.
Hammond glares at whatever. It's Shaw's job to get down to the boiler room now. We've already wasted enough time looking for that bastard Hunt.
If you storm down to that room, all you'll be doing is inciting a panic. We need to calm the fears of the crew, maintain an air of focus.
Lie to them as the ship goes down?
Not at all. Instead, to assure them that we know how to remedy this matter. You do know how to remedy this matter, Mr. Hammond?
Aye. And we need to be quick. I don't have time to worry about some stupid sailor's feelings. We've got a bloody ship to save.
Well, it's as you said. Officer Shaw is in charge. The decision is yours.
I'm gonna say... I mean, Hammond should have people for this, right? Why me? He's got a crew. Wake the crew up. But then again, on the other hand, I'm gonna go with Templeton here.
Indeed. Above all else, we have to avoid unrest.
Drown, Captain Hunt, and drown your order. You can't queue up your death at the bottom of the ocean. You're both wasting time.
You might be right, but we need to maintain order. We cannot allow this to devolve into panic.
Let me just go have a look at this again. That is cool. That is beautiful. Mr. Kurtz. Boiler trouble, I take it.
It's imperative that we maintain order among the crew. I see none more adept at that than yourself, Mr. Darling. I shall accompany him. You best join Mr. Hammond.
You descend the ladder. Ahead you can see the brothers trying to open the door to the hold. Where are you two heading? Boiler. It's the only thing that matters. We need to keep the furnace alight. Can you help us? The metal door unsticks. Grimly looks to you before darting off into the dark. Where's that bloody idiot running off to? To sound the alarm! Bloody hells. Let's get moving. You enter the boiler room. As you enter, you notice one of Hammond's engines. Engineers working away, while the other lays down clutching their torso. Steam burn? What happened to Dick?
Loose valve! Caught him right in the chest.
Shit. Knew that bastard Templeton was slowing us down. We'll bloody have to make do.
What's the word, Chief?
Keep those valves pumping. We need to avoid water hammer, or we won't be making it off the ship. Sure. The rest of the crew aren't here. Grab a valve and start turning. Grab a valve? Grab a valve and begin turning, trying all you can to keep the water at bay. Pump! You feel the ache in your muscles as you continue to push the valve, keeping the pressures at bay. minus 100 fuel. Oh, fuck. You keep turning, doing the best you can to keep the pressures at bay. We could be at this for hours. Shit. Where's the rest of the crew? Lord help. The furnace rumbles and sputters. Get me coal! Turn those valves! Why I need to get coal? Oh, I can grab more? Wait, what? More? No, there is no more. A sign. Whoa, what? Oh, where's the big strong guy? This guy. Another strong guy? Who's he? What about the kid? He can't mess this up, can he? No, he should be fine. Scout. Scientists, no. Specialists. Oh, I can't use them. Okay. How many can I assign? 3, okay. Not him, not him. No, not him. Her. He's only got 1 arm. Let's not assign him. Gun savvy, saltborn. Wait. Oh, god damn it. Okay. This guy and this guy. Yeah, he gets to shovel coal. Fuck him. Prankster. They get to work. Ah, I see. Okay. So this is turning the valve. Alright. You don't need 2... Well, I guess 2 arms would be good. Do him. And him. Why not? With enough hands working on the boiler, you begin to fight back the potential water hammer. Someone's got to have the whole of the furnace in place. What? Hold? Hold. Oh shit, I should have used the big strong guy for that. Crap. Ah, crap. I guess this guy, he's the only one who isn't old and who has 2 arms. I'm fucked. They approach the furnace. Oh no. Water hammer! Steambird. Oh shit. As they writhe in agony, you keep up the work, shifting the valves until the boiler has fully calmed. The ship is saved. It won't be sinking today. As the crew give assistance to the wounded Jume and Phlox, you feel your muscles tense. You fall back, collapsing from exhaustion. As you lay back, all you can hear are a pair of panicked voices. Maybe... I don't know, I feel like... Maybe half rations? I mean, we are in a bit of a rut here. The aurora passes, leaving only the bright light and white. Week 4. You are alone in the captain's cabin. Out across deck can be heard the commotion of the crew. Word has spread quickly that Captain Hunt is missing. Templeton slips through the door. Shaw. Still no sign of Hunt? I'm afraid not. Rufus Hunt is missing. Hunt is still missing, and he isn't alone in that regard.
Oh, wow. Sanders, Sparrow, and Gren are also unaccounted for, as is a sizable food and fuel supply, and one of the larger lifeboats. Sure, you and I are not naive. It seems quite clear what has happened here.
Yes, but why would he abandon us?
That is the question I cannot answer. I doubt we'll ever know at this stage. The former captain is no longer with us. You understand what that means, Shaw?
That would be Captain Shaw now, I take it.
Not quite yet. A new captain must be selected by the crew. As first mate, you have the most clear argument to take that role.
And how do I argue for that role?
Your presence in the face of Hunt's absence is an argument in itself. They will hold the vote as soon as possible. That carpenter, Grimbley, is still loyal to Hunt, and many of the sailors will follow his vote, if not all. Though I can assure you, you have the vote of myself and my scientists. Kurt and his crew are like to support you as well. I am unsure where the engineers will side. They're likely loyal to their pay. Jume and Phlox are still recovering from their steam burns, which may end up working to our favor. And the civilians are a mystery. But I believe when all is said and done, you will just about make the vote.
Just about? My only competition could be dead for all we know.
Loyalty runs deep among this lot. They're waiting outside, Shaw. They're scared. They don't know where to turn. You and I both understand the importance of maintaining decorum. Times seem dire. Remember, there is a rescue ship on its way. Even if the Temperance falls, we still have a potential escape. 42 weeks. The ship will arrive at Viscount Island in 42 weeks. We should focus on surviving that long. That is all we need to do, Captain.
Yeah. Can we hold on for that long?
Indeed. That is all we need. 42 weeks, Captain. Keep it in mind. Here, you should have this.
Templeton presents you with a fancy-looking hat. Hunt's hat.
He left it behind in his cabin. Tells us what we need, doesn't it?
I'll take it. The commotion outside grows.
I choose to willfully observe reality. I suggest you do the same, Captain.
Out with it, Templeton.
I think it's best we declare that the captain and the missing crew are dead. There's no need for us to complicate things any further.
I don't want to lie. Yes, I won't lie to them.
Leaders lie. Get used to it.
Oh, guess that's a good point. Hunt's ledger is gone. The last place you saw Captain Hunt. There's still drops of whiskey, frozen. Does whiskey freeze? Does it have like a super low freezing? Well, I guess it's very cold up here. Saved game to tree. Alright. This is a long demo. My voice is starting to give out. The hushed voices become more distinct as you make your way back into the open air. You notice the absence of Jume and Phlox. The crew members notice you and stop. Their attention ripples across the deck.
Attention! It should be clear by now that Captain Hunt is no longer serving his post. As such, we should vote in the new captain. I nominate Officer Shaw for the role, the clear choice as first mate.
And what of Hunt?
I do not see him among us, do you?
Don't see a body either. He's still out there. We don't know what happened.
Something we can discover. For now, someone has to take the reins of command. All in favor of Officer Shaw?
Interesting. Abstain. Okay. Abstain. He's voting for me. Okay. Ooh, it's looking not too bad. Oh, shit. Oh, it's not looking good. Oh, no. She's gonna vote for me. That bitch. Ah, thank fuck. It's not a good win. That's 50-50 split down the middle. I don't like it. But okay. You have been confirmed as a captain of the expedition.
Well, the ayes have it. Shaw shall be acting captain from this point forward.
Acting in Captain Hunt's stead. The crowd look to you expectantly as Templeton gives you a knowing nod. A moment passes in the cold as they await your next words, curious murmurings scattering between the crew. To those who don't know me, I'm Robin Shaw. Everybody should know me by now, right? As they look to you, it's not long before the obvious question spills from a crew member's mouth. Where's Captain Hunt? Captain Hunt abandoned us. You notice Templeton's eyes widen. Whispers begin to roll throughout the crowd. He appears to have left his expedition along with the missing crew on one of our lifeboats. To what end I can't say. I'm gonna just be forward with them. A silence hangs in the air. Does anybody take issue with me taking the charge? A morbid silence hangs. Nobody speaks in protest. It's on me to keep us all alive. I won't be giving up on that. Good. The less infighting we have to deal with now. The crowd begin to bubble up once more, with more and more questions coming to the surface. Members of the crew start speaking out one by one, with questions thrown your way in quick succession. How are we supposed to survive out here? Is help coming? What about our pay? Will we still get paid? We'll have to rely on each other out here. That is true. Everyone will have a role to play. We're all brought into this crew for a reason. Time to exercise those skills, and I will closely oversee each and every one of you. Divvy those roles up amongst yourselves. No. I will closely oversee every one of you. I know this isn't what we signed up for. Stick with me and I will see us through. Yeah. What of the lost, Captain? A memorial service will be held once the ship is freed from the ice. A memorial service will be held once we make the land. Those lost are no longer here. No, that's once we're free from the ice. Have we lost anyone? For sure? Understood. Well, you're the captain. Get to it! The crowd dissipates. It doesn't disappear. Returning to their roles aboard the ship. You pass Templeton. He glares at you. I told you I won't lie to them. If we can't be honest with each other, what chance do we have? I hope you are right. Wow, I thought that would be the end of the demo. Shaw! Or should I say Captain Shaw? That Hunt. He didn't seem the type to just leave his crew behind. Still, no good dwelling. Have Confidential take up the mantle well. Do you have any experience leading expeditions? The crew are counting on me. I don't intend to disappoint. I've never captained a vessel, if that's what you mean, but the navigator has just as much responsibility to lead. In that sense, I have plenty. No, that's good to know. Cordell. I suppose congratulations are in order. I would hope you're prepared for the task at hand, Captain Shaw. Why did you abstain? I am not a member of this crew. It did not seem right for me to weigh in on their matter. That's a good point. Yeah. Gotta pet the dogs. That's important. That's gameplay right there. Your old cabin. Oh yeah, there's nothing in here. The hush pot. You life a crate of tins from the shelves. Oh, that's great. Red room. Oh, I haven't been in here before. What's this? Come in. Captain now, are you? As long as you aren't in my way any more than hunting was, I'm happy. You happy? How's the boiler? Well, we aren't dying, that's a relief. Don't know how well the furnace will hold, but I'll keep it going as long as you ain't distracting me. Coal goes in, we stay alive. Oh. Oh, you can actually throw... I can throw a tin can into the boiler. It's not very effective, but you can do it. Alright, okay. How's the, You can throw coal into the hush pot. Let's not do that. We need this? Yeah, that'll be okay, I guess. Oops. What? Wait, what can I do? Can I assign... What's this gonna do? Loyal to Junior. Oh, there's loyalty. Ah. Interesting. Alright, cool. Interesting. You saw the duties of captain firsthand while serving hunts. You're acting captain now. It's time you take up that mantle. A line is already forming at the door. No surprise, given the circumstances. Take them as you may, Captain. Kurt and Cordell. Captain, I've brought the kennel master with me. This is something you will both want to hear. I have a strong suspicion on what this matter is. I was planning to speak with the captain on it myself. Fortunate happenstance, then. Captain, I know these conditions well. I've seen them before. Any idea of the Temperance being freed from the ice anytime soon is a pipe dream. We need to press on. We need to become aware of our new environment. Trust me, Captain. We will be living off of it for quite some time. What of you, Cordell? Do you agree? Indeed. The dog's sled will need to be exercised regularly, and there's no better way than to engage in hunting. We're quite lucky, despite the circumstances. Now is the peak time for hunting and navigation. And navigation. Traversing the ice may be a possibility in the future. We need to be prepared for that. If we're to survive out here, we need to know what lies ahead. These are uncharted territories, Captain. We have no idea where we are. Your current rations are not set to last forever either. Send any hunting party to me, as you please. My dogs and I will ensure their survival. The same sentiment for myself and any scouting teams. If you wish the great unknown to be braved and charted, I'm your man. We need to know what lies ahead. Keep looking forward. Saving that... I don't remember his voice. Saving that boiler was the only start of our troubles. Have you seen the state of the bloody ship? It has certainly seen better days. We need to stockpile as much fuel as we can. If the furnace runs out by the end of the week, we die. If we spend too long on this ship, we die. If we don't stockpile enough fuel for the winter,
we die.
Aye. Get me some coal. Get it in the furnace.
I'm afraid he's not wrong. That coal bunker is our only source of fuel for the time being, until we can procure alternatives. Alternatives? That's a little bit of a spelling mistake there. We should assign crew to shoveling whenever possible.
Junior? Sure. The ice looks unbudging, doesn't it?
It would seem that way, yes.
Crew seem to think so. They think if we don't intervene, the Temperance will never get freed.
If you're struggling breaking the ice, I can assure you that won't work.
I'm not. They are.
No intervention is going to break up the ice enough to free the ship. Putting others to work on that is simply a waste of manpower.
Aye, maybe. They're scared though, worried. They just want to feel like they tried something. No, I think that's good for morale, right? Let's do it. Let's go for it. That was Grimly, wasn't it? Go do it. If it will raise spirits, it's worth the attempt. Oh, it's Junior. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I'll see you for dinner, Captain. Don't forget the hush pot needs fed. Cool.
Before dinner, you should see to sending out our first sledding team. I also believe it's time you gave our good doctor a visit. We still have wounded from the night of the Aurora. Their wounds will need attended before they're fit to work. And I doubt I need remind you of this, but we need every hand available. Don't be afraid of assigning my team for some manual labor. They'll complain, but they'll work.
You did seem familiar. I finally placed you. You have you? Yes, I remember seeing you compete. Soren Killiper. You were quite the gymnast. I'm surprised to see you in this line of work. Not too many gymnasts carry long careers. You did quite well when I saw you at the Summer Games. I recall you placed. I don't recall winning. I can't believe Hunt's gone. What happened? Who knows? He was drunk. Whatever he was thinking, he definitely wasn't in the right mind. What about Schmerp, and Corvid, and Joe? Who knows? Corvid owes me 5 gilst. I don't think you'll be seeing it soon. Okay. I wonder how long this demo is. I feel like I've been playing for a long time now. It's good stuff. This is good. Oh, good stuff. What are these markings? Gotta pet the dogs. That's a daily task. That's my world quest for the day. Tucker. Sure. Or should I say Captain, right? I thought your name sounded familiar. I sail the merchant lines as well. Think we served on the same ship a couple of times. Good to see a fellow merchant Navy veteran among the crew. Aye, you know the struggle as well. Shame we never fully crossed paths. Still, small world. Good luck, sure. Oh yes, the doctor. Oh, he's the doctor. The squirrely guy, Mr. Vomit. Cold tea. Your presence seems to startle the young man inside, the rattle of dropped forceps ringing through the room. Oh, goodness, it's you. Captain now, isn't it? You're the doctor, I take it? Captain Robin Shaw, it's good to meet you. Dr. Arthur. Notley. Dr. Notley. Dr. Arthur Notley. That's it. It's good to meet you, Arthur. He gives a weak smile. Thank you. It is good to properly meet you. I suppose I seem a little scatterbrained at the moment. It isn't the norm. Recent circumstances have been trying, and the inclination towards seasickness is no help. June and flogs, the steam burns they suffered from the furnace are severe. If you let me take a look, I can do my best to alleviate their pain. Do you have any experience with something like this? Well, I've read extensively on the matter, but as far as first-hand experience goes, well, no. This is my first encounter. At this point, all we can do is wait. Captain Hunt, he... Do you think he may still be out there? Even if he is, he left us to die. That's no captain. Of course. He didn't seem the type to just abandon his crew. Apologies, I'm rambling. I suppose you wanted an update on the crew. Have you had time to look at them? Time enough. Mostly scrapes and scuffs. As for the dogs, you're better asking, well, the kennel master. That's fine. I wouldn't expect you to be a veterinarian. Good. Please don't. I haven't taken well to the dogs. Oh, why not? I'm unsure how to carry myself amidst most people, and animals are more quick to judge. And Cordell herself is harsher still. But you can rely on me for any human medical issues. Is everything, good? I mean, is something coming to rescue us? I won't lie, we are in a difficult situation. I'm going to need your help. Then you can count on my help. I can take a look at the injured now. Yes. Oh. Yes, this guy, right? Okay. Who was the other one? That guy. I think maybe taking a look at the engineer first might be a good idea. I'll see what I can do. These, they take time. Yes. Let's see. Kasha. Officer, Captain Shaw. I suppose I should get used to calling you that. I was asking the crew if anyone had seen Hunt or any of the deserters last night. Not a single soul. I know the man knows his ship well, but it seems odd. Do you think the crew could be lying? I wouldn't accuse anyone of that, but it is very unlikely that he wasn't seen by anyone. I suppose the boiler troubles caused a great deal of distraction. I did fill the hoosh pot, yes. The crew have their meal. Ah, should we give a toast to our new captain? Hear, hear. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled and blah 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 blah. Speak to Grimley. Did you need me for something? You served with Captain Hunt for quite some time. Tell me about him. It's none of your business. Okay. Alright. Alright. Dad, it's far too much work. Thought you wanted the work. If we can do it with one arm, if I can do it, you can do it. You're always saying that, Dad. That is, yeah. You're a tall one, aren't you? Oh, thank you for noticing. Been big since I was 15. You ever considered doing films? You have the stature for it. There's way too many characters for me to keep up on their voices, and my throat is dying, so... This demo had better end soon, but this is enjoyable. This is really quite enjoyable. How long is this demo? This is a substantial demo. Looks like we're trapped here. Will be some time before we see home. Shit. I'm gonna die of boredom here before the cold takes me. You'll manage, I'm sure. Evening, Shaw. I'm proud of what you've been able to cook up for the crew lately, considering the rations. Though I do wish I had something better to work with. I'd kill for a good beef steak. You do excellent work. Not many cows on the ice. The writing is really nice as well. It is. And I love that there seems to always be 3 dialogue choices. That's really cool. Awfully loud, aren't they? I don't mind it that much. They've worked hard all day, they've owned the leisure, those sailors ought to remember. We all need our sleep. Oh, there's more? Oh yeah, speak to her, yes. I'm here to see the dogs. Yes, how are they faring? They have already acclimatized, though recently they've been exhausted and in need of rest. It's no surprise, our conditions keep changing. They grow used to one state before being thrust into another. One refuses to eat and has been losing weight rapidly. I assume the change in scenery has affected it. They need their rest, just as any person. They tend to be more reliable, however. You prefer dogs to people? I don't blame her. Not really, no. I'm in the same boat. I mean, aboard this expedition, I would be her. That would be me. I cannot be blamed for that judgment, surely. Captain Shaw, you recall my conditions with Hunt, do you not? Conditions? No. Like it was yesterday. Oh no, I lied. My demand was that I work here with the dogs. Your people may help with the sleds, but they are not my responsibility. They are not my people. I'm holding up my promises with Hunt. I do not intend to join your crew. Does the dog have a name? This is Stanbury. Bark. If I get lost in the ice, you're the next Captain Stanbury. That's good. Woof. She smiles confused. That's good. Good stuff. You've trained them well. There won't be any issues. That would be my hope, but you can never be certain. Pet the dog! Have to pet them all. I don't know. That does lower morale quite a bit, doesn't it? Another week on the ice. So 42 weeks. Ooh, cured of their steam burn. Excellent. And the demo is still going. Wow. Take requests. You know what? I think I'm gonna call it here. I don't know for how long I've been playing it. It feels like a couple of hours. So, I'm gonna call it, or the Pale Beyond demo. Really a very positive experience so far. There's a few little, I mean, I didn't experience any bugs that I would call bugs. There's a few, like, sometimes when you want to click the choice, the little circles, it's like the mouse does not represent the proper clicking area, and it's a bit difficult to actually hit them. That's a minor annoyance that should be fixed. There's some dialogue that that's just some typos and stuff that's like really minor, not a big deal. And you life a tin a can or something. I love that one. Don't change it. Leave that in the game. Riveting story. The writing is really good. I really enjoy the writing, and I really enjoy how the dialogue and the choices and the banter and it feels very organic. Because you get 3 choices of dialogue pretty much per conversation, and you only get one. Like, you can't go back and say, I want to say something else. So it's like, it has a very organic flow to it, the dialogue. I very much enjoy that. I think that's very cool, and it actually sets it apart from many dialogue-based games. Like, if you play role-playing games where you have many dialogue choices, often those dialogue choices in other games, they feel like they're just like, it doesn't really matter what you say, the outcome is going to be the same. I don't know if that's the case here, but it feels like the illusion here is really good. Like, I really feel like this is my choice, and there's no going back from it, you know. I like it. And the characters they're very good, they're memorable. I can't do the voices for all of them, for obvious reasons, there's a lot of them. But I feel like the characters are very nicely memorable, and you get a lot of time with them just from this demo. And the gameplay seems to be continuously opening up and adding more to it. I would imagine that the next step now, where I am in the game right now, would be now I need to go on hunting parties, and then there's going to be drama and things going on in that respect. Yeah, this is a very promising game. Very promising game. I'm really quite enjoying it. So, good job. Good job, guys. Very good job. I'm impressed. This is good stuff. Keep it up. And I am definitely buying this when it comes out. This is absolutely a game that I want to play, and I think it's one of those games that I will replay, you know? Because it feels like there's a lot of replayability. How the kind of captain that you can choose to be seems to be varied, and I love that. That's good stuff. So yeah, that's my Pale Beyond demo react video, whatever you want to call it. And that's it, really. So yeah, keep it up. Good job. And the best of luck to you guys with the whole project. I'm sure this will land well. This is really good stuff. Absolutely. Big thumbs up. I will see you when I see you. And goodbye.